Installing the water heater and piping. Our next step is to install the water heater and piping. With the water heater positioned on the cradle, we remove the feet. We will need to keep 2 screws aside so that when we turn the water heater into place, then we can just tighten those 2 screws in front of the cradle. You shouldn't tighten the screw too much though, so that you can still line up the water heater. Once the heater is lined up, you can then tighten the screws that secure the water heater onto the cradle. Next, we will install the double drain cock on the cold water side of the water heater. First we apply hemp, and then fit the drain cock and position it so that one of the sockets points straight upwards. If there's not enough clearance, a 45 bend can be used to clear the cover. Then we fit the pipework on the cold side. In this case, we've already cut the pipes to length, so we only need to solder. Use a green scratching pad to clean the pipe to ensure that the solder adheres correctly. Then we position the pipes and solder the joins and wipe clean the joins. Now we'll push some R1 lagging over the pipes, and then using a hacksaw blade, we cut the R1 lagging, or you can use a Stanley knife if you prefer. Next we will clean the pipes and the tees. There are 2 tees on the cold line, one fitted at the top for the vacuum breakers and another at the bottom to supply balanced cold water to the thermostatic mixing valve of the water heater on the hot water side. An additional tee needs to be added after the PCV, which will feed the property's cold water plumbing to ensure that the property has balanced pressure. Next, we're going to fit the temperature safety valve and the Connex female on the hot side. This is the Connex female 22mm, which is fitted to the hot water outlet side. Next, we're going to scratch the Connex male to apply the hemp for the solar loop side. And now we'll fit the Connex male to the solar connection on the water heater. The solar connection is marked with a yellow sticker on your water heater. Remember that the hot pipe must be positioned at a distance of 200mm from the water heater. Next, we're going to fit the thermostatic mixing valve. One of the tees is going to the cold side, and the other tee is going to be fitted on the hot side, and the pipe going down into the roof takes the mix supply to your taps. The temperature of this water is controlled to a maximum of 55 degrees Celsius. Now we'll also apply R1 lagging on the hot side. We're applying the pipe cutter on the lagging so that it doesn't push forward when we solder the pipe. Next, we solder all the sides and apply the lagging afterwards. Remember to wrap a wet cloth around the valve so that we don't damage the valve when we heat up the pipes. Now we fit the vacuum breakers on the hot and the cold sides and tighten them. Remember to ensure that the vacuum breakers for this solar installation are not 30 centimeters above the tank, but they are at least 70 centimeters away from the hot and cold connections. If ever there is a water supply interruption, the vacuum breakers break the vacuum inside the water heater so that it can't drain back into the system. Now we'll cut the lagging open on one side so that we can fit it over the pipe. Again, we'll apply the lagging tape in order to seal the gap. By taping around these gaps in the lagging, we prevent any heat loss from the pipes.